just because some people were having difficulty seeing it. So, what I was covering off on was the power generator that Peter had made. So you can see this is actually it sitting on top of power connector. So we'll just turn that off. We'll turn that off there. So this is the object. So yeah, so we create all the little colliders, and then basically we can import it into the game super easy and super quickly. So I'll just quickly cover off on it again. So I'm going to be showing off a bunch of the power systems and stuff like that. Whoops, dragged the wrong thing in. What I might show very quickly is some of how the atmospheric changes and atmospheric systems work. So I'm going to turn on a velocity visualizer and run up the game. This is pretty cool. So people who saw the stream last time will have a pretty good idea of what this is going to look like. So I will just load up FunStation, which is what we used in the last stream. And I will just get our debug view so we can see it. So those boxes are all basically the velocity, and this little blob here is actually me. So what we can see here is the velocity of the atmosphere. So at the moment there's no velocity change. So if I this is new as well. We'll show this properly, but I've tried to unify all how the buttons work and stuff like that. So if you watch the where I am, you'll be able to see basically that there's been a subtle velocity change here, as basically the air is getting sucked into these things. And if more debug tools we added, I clicked on that, I can see what that is actually connected to. So if I scroll back, you can see all of that's connected to everything else. So it's actually removed the atmosphere that is in that room, which is pretty cool. Which is in there. So if I activate it again, you'll see it. It will. The first thing it's going to do is close the doors, turn the pumps on, and you can see the little stuff that's coming out. Yeah. So now to make it a little bit more exciting, I've got a crowbar, and you'll be able to see basically how it affects. Now, we made a pretty profound change from the last time. And previously what we were doing, for simplicity, those who are familiar with how Space Station 13's code base works, we were going for very simple. So what we were doing is on the atmospheric thread, we were taking a square. Each square got its chance, and then it would average itself with all the squares around it. And it meant that things happened very quickly. Very, very quickly. So actually I might just quickly, while we're here, I might change the visualizer. Where are we? And show people what happens when we release an atmosphere. So I'm going to choose pollutants. So item gas canister pollutants. Item gas canister chlorine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to release this chlorine, and if you watch in the top there, you'll see what will happen as I release it. It might not be enough of it to see, actually. Yeah, it looks like there's not enough of it to see. Oh, actually, that's probably because I'll just restart this. There'll be nothing in the canister because I changed it. Here we go. So we want to add, let's just try this. This should work. So what we had done, someone has suggested that when you use spray cans, it should add toxic gas to the terrain. So we've sort of settled on, oh whoops, I loaded the wrong one. We settled on calling them general pollutants at the moment. So basically, if you're not using normal, if you're not going to use the gas, we're just lumping them all together as pollutants. Item gas canister chlorine. Hopefully this will work. If not, I'll just show the thing I was going to show originally. So I'm changing the debug tool to chlorine. So this should now display there. So you see how it's diffused up, and it's very slowly diffusing across the room. And it still hasn't gone in the airlock, which is down in the bottom of the screen there. So I'll just show that one more time so that you get to see the diffusion of how the gas actually gets to release and diffuse through the station. And this has important implications for how we run a lot of stuff, like heating and all those kinds of things. Oh, unit's taking ages to load up. So we'll just run that up again. It probably actually means we can increase the tick speed, so I've been suggesting that, but we'll just see. Item gas canister chlorine. So I'll spawn that and go in here. So we're probably going to add some of these kind of visualizers in the game so you can see it as well. I'm just going to see if I can get a better view. Maybe actually let's go for a top-down view so people get to see how it diffuses out. So you can see how it's much more gentle, and much more of that stuff is much more evened out. So now I'm going to split to velocity mode, and I am going to vent the station. So you now should be able to see how venting works. So you can see the velocity vectors, and the little arrows are as stuff. You can see a whole bunch of stuff firing off. But basically, the deeper the color, the faster the air is moving, and you can see the little velocity vectors indicating that it's flowing across the screen as it's emptying out. So basically, we're calculating the velocity on a per tick basis, and bear in mind this is happening on a separate thread, so it's not affecting the game speed at all, which has been a very important part for us of basically performance. So if I go in, you can see it's basically still getting. So you can see actually the air is tumbling, so the air is coming up, and because the air is getting rammed on the side there, it's actually tumbling, and it actually pushes items through, which is quite cool because it means that we actually tried it. Items can actually get sucked along a maze. They do get stuck occasionally. I'm sure there'll be items in here that are stuck. Maybe. Yeah. So there's items that are stuck in the corner here, but that's totally natural and totally expected. So it gives us a very cool result. And you can see we haven't created too many atmospheres. We get quite aggressive with how we deal with air once it gets outside, because otherwise it just creates a huge amount of lag and stuff like that. So yeah, we've been very happy with how our atmospheric changes have basically affected everything else. If people have any questions about that, please post in chat. Otherwise, I'm going to run through a couple of things with the game and try and show off some of the new stuff. So I am just going to remove that and add it again. There we go. So, what I'm going to do very quickly is run through. So someone just asked a question here. How far must the gas travel from the structure before you cull it? So it's fairly complicated. I might just quickly cover it. Where we go, high encoding. I've got high encoding. I'm just going to close down. I've got like about 1 billion applications open at the moment. So basically, we take considerations of several things, such as how much, whether it's a room or not. That's a big consideration for us. So something is a room if it has structural integrity, and if it does, we're much more gentle with how we cull stuff. But basically, if the gas is in space, it gets culled. So in a not inside a enclosed space, it gets culled quite aggressively. We've been balancing things, and I think it's come pretty good. So yeah, the patch notes there are junk because I'm not running the game through Steam. I'm just running it what I built out. So actually, I might try making a new game. Maybe I should. You know what? I'm actually going to commit this work, and I'm going to deploy it so that other people might be able to join, depending on if JRod. I don't know whether JRod, our IT director, enabled it, so we'll just have to see. People might be able to direct connect though. Okay, I do have to make sure I've added all the stuff. Otherwise, I will break the build. So yeah, if anyone has any particular questions, please do post them in the chat. And while it's building, I can cover off on them. So yeah, there's been a lot of work done on power. We've also had a lot of work done on the world generation. I don't think I have anything to show of the world generation at the moment, but it's pretty cool, and it's been coming along very, 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 very well. So I'm just going to commit all the work that I've done. Here we go. And then we'll basically be able to play. And yeah, there's been quite a bit of visual improvements as well. It's something that we've improved quite a lot, I think, for the positive. Whoops. Portable generator. So where are we reading? New faces aren't in yet. I'm not sure where we're at with that. I think some of our animation crew were away this week, so we decided, and we focused a lot on fixing up the character. So Scott implemented basically the ragdoll being much better, and we should be able to get to see that actually if we can get if we can build out the latest version of the game and get some people in to play it, then we'll be able to see the pretty cool results of that. Being able to drag people around is really handy, and the idea is you're going to be able to drag them into a cryotube and stuff like that, which will be awesome. So there's a big backlog of stuff that we're wanting to implement. Like we've got the models for the sleeper done. We've got the models for for the body scanner as well. Yeah, streams for a Saturday might be a thing. I guess it's pretty good because it means that I think it's Friday night in the US, which is a good time for us to start it. So I'm just going to build up the client now, and hopefully that means that if other people wanted to join, they'll be able to join because the build will be on Steam. So while that's building, I will go back into Unity here. And what else can I show in here? Velocity. Let me just change this. So yeah, a lot of the debug stuff we have is pretty cool. And we're going to hopefully make some of this debug stuff into stuff that works for... I'm actually going to make that in the middle here so people get to see both. So we're going to make it into stuff like X-ray glasses and stuff like that that you can use. Whoa, knocked my screen. So this is actually showing off. Don't look at this too much because it won't be the cool version of it. This is my testing room, which is just full of junk at the moment. But what I wanted to show off, which I've completely forgotten what it was, I think you might have seen just before, is I've tried to unify the turning on and turning off now. So all devices have these cool little switches. We also have a belt slot, and we'll get to see that in a moment because I'm going to start up new and build something in that's new. But what I really wanted to show off while the rest of it's building is some of the debug tools we've added for ourselves. So see, I've clicked on that, and that's going to show me what it's connected to and what it's doing. If I click on this, which is the power network, I can see all the devices that is connected to, and whether they're powered or not, or whether they don't need power, and all that kind of stuff like that. So the debug tools that we've added are really helping us because I've identified a whole bunch of issues with how we deal with how networks are created and what the networks mean. So if I click on, I think this up the top here, I can see there's power in that network, but there's not power in that network. It's considered just data because it was blue. So yeah, so that's been a really cool result for us in terms of how we can, I guess, figure out what's going on and figure out the bugs in terms of stuff we're doing. So while it's doing that, I will bring up the game, and hopefully it will be done in a second. So just quickly while that's going on, I'm going to show off some of the, I think, pretty cool new stuff that we've got. Dynamic crate building supplies. Dynamic crate building supplies. Dynamic crate building supplies. Wow, we had a voice control fail there. So we'll just do that. So you can see now we actually have a new visualizer, and we've got a new visualizer deployed in several ways. So I've tried to make it more subtle. So we actually have lines drawn along the edge of the bounding box as well as the more subtle, and to give you an idea of the slot that you're dealing with and stuff like that. More new stuff is we have a tool belt, so I just open my tool belt, and when the game is built and deployed, you'll actually see on other characters, you see the tools that they're carrying on their tool belt. And so more visual improvement is you actually see the item in your hand now, which is really cool, so you actually see it. And in fact, the drill, if I drop it, you can see there's a battery down here, and the battery actually changes color. So at the moment blue means it's completely full, and you can see in my hands it's saying completely full, and I can put it in there. And while it's in my hand, I can actually check in here, and I could interact with that little battery if I wanted. So we've done a lot of work in that. So I'm going to put this back in my tool belt. Yeah, so Scott did a great amount of work, Scott and Zia, so you can actually see what's in your hands now. Yeah, so this is the start now of the actual gameplay test. While I'm waiting for the game to build, which it has, and then I will deploy it on Steam. Yeah, so please do feel free to post any questions in the chat. Otherwise, I am just going to deploy the game. And also what people think about the subtle changes to selection and stuff like that would be interesting. I like it a lot better because I think it's much more subtle and allows you to sort of see what's behind it. So another thing we've done is, well, I actually worked on this on Friday. This is basically a new method of doing the blueprints to try and make it look cleaner and look like you're actually placing a blueprint, again while still allowing you to see what's going on and keep it unified. So you can see now basically we have quite a cool look in terms of what whether it's allowed or not, and so it renders some of it through and stuff like that. Yeah, so I think it looks really nice. Oh dear. Something went balked on Steam there for a minute. So I'm going to deploy this. So yeah, so I think it's coming along really nice in terms of how it looks. So see, I built the composite door there, and it's got no power. So we also added more interaction. So if I grab the crowbar here, I can force it open. If that door was powered, I wouldn't actually be able to do that, and it'll tell me why. So I will do that now. Item RTG. Item RTG. There we go. I was beginning to think it was balked. Item cable coil. So you can see, so another thing I did was add more, basically more information in terms of what you're doing as you're placing the wire. So as a plus there, I know, okay, I'm going to be connecting these things to the power. And so now the door should actually be powered, but it's not. That's very bad. I'm not sure why the door is not powered, but let's just open it and let's just close it. That's bad. What I will do is I will do some investigation, seeing we feel like it here, and I will, whoops, I'll grab my drill, I'll get rid of it. Now I've actually, it's quite aggressive at the moment, but I've actually used some charge for the drill now, and I would need to charge it back up if I wanted to. So we're going to throw that away, and we're going to try placing an airlock door down and see if it was just a bug in the composite door, which it probably is, I think. Yes, it was. Okay, so I should probably fix that right now. I know exactly what it's going to be. We'll be missing an interaction, I think, on the... oh dear. Oh dear, I just locked Unity up badly. Something terrible happened to Unity. Okay, we're back in business. So it's deploying, the build is deploying to Steam now, so I'll be able to maybe get one or two people to join in. And I'm trying to find the composite door, and I am failing. There we go. Use power. That was a problem. Composite door didn't have any power. So we're not going to use composite doors for the playtest, I think. I really should. Oh, see, I want it to work. I'm going to commit it anyway. I'll commit it anyway. And so I'm going to actually disconnect from this, exit from that now. Whoops. And hopefully Steam will update. And then we'll be able to play it through Steam, and that would mean that potentially others could actually join in as well. So let's see what's going on here on Steam. So we still don't have an exact ETA for the release, but we did have a big meeting to discuss what was left for us to do with the game, and progress has been going very, very good with what we want to achieve. We really want to get the away missions in, so I'm going to basically get away missions, get shuttles working and stuff like that, and then I think we'll have a really good base to do our early access on, because it's quite fun. It's quite fun at the moment just building stuff. See, I am going to build a new version, but we'll start and we'll play around a bit, and then we'll fix the bugs as we go. Regin, if you could just post in chat, where are we? I should probably join voice chat. I will do that. Test, test, test. I'm in voice chat. I think my voice chat's working.
Hello? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Chris. I hope you don't mind being on my thing.
A guinea pig.
Yes! Okay, so I've deployed the build, and the build is... I'm going to post it in the Stationeers Discord.
It's available on Steam. It's come through for me already.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, true. If you're on beta, you'll get it already. So I'm going to run it up. Yeah, so Region posted the link to the store page if you want to like and subscribe. Lol. Yeah. So just because someone was saying before, in the changelog here, we actually auto-generate our changelog, which I'm quite proud of.
Oh, so any change you do, even if you forget about it, will still be output.
Yep. So when we actually do the commit to version control, depending on what symbol we put in front of it, will signify whether it's a fix or a bug fix and stuff like that. So I've started up. So you can try joining, but probably what I'm going to have to do is post the IP. And I have no idea how to do this because... Same as the last time. Could you post... Could you post that in the Discord?
Yeah, I'll have to look up J-Rod's message.
Cool. Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
Oh, I think someone's joined. Chris. So if you turn around, Chris, we can study each other. I might just maybe turn off our headlamps. And so what I want to do is actually get in close so I can show people. If you do a little twirl, you can see basically in your tool belt, and if you stop where you are there and open up your tool belt and grab your wrench. Yeah, so people will be able to see how, and then put it back. And so basically it updates. And just to double check, if you look on me, just verify that, yeah, you know, drill and stuff is coming out.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, so that's been coming along really well. And where are we?
Cool.
So
It's saved me so much time as well. I've been
yes.
Recently, and just every 5 minutes, I'm like, item wire cutters, item wrench, item wire cutters, and then after about an hour, I have about 30 wire cutters in my station.
Yeah.
Yes.
Find them.
So, dynamic crate building supplies. Dynamic crate building supply. There we go. So, I don't know whether you guys had seen the new blueprint system, but if we just quickly build.
I saw it on
the stream, yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to do. And I think it's so much more subtle. And I also like it because all games at the moment are doing the edge thing around the edge. And I just wanted to do something a little bit different. Just a little bit different. So now what I'm going to do is start showing off how we're doing some of the power and how we're doing some of the generation and stuff like that. So we can actually do this without actually finishing things off. So we're going to do it for a start. So I want item power connector. Item power connector. There we go. So this is a new basically thing that allows us to oh, I found a bug with it, so I'm gonna I'm gonna write the bugs down as I go. The little lightning bolt should be rotated. I have to find a pen. So power indicator on power connector, wrong rotation. So a big problem, and I think you've experienced this, Chris, is there wasn't a lot of feedback as to what things did. And that was a huge problem. So that's why now we've tried to have the indicators actually give you feedback as to what stuff is doing. So you can see in this case, well, you won't be able to see it, but on the stream, the power connector has an arrow with power saying this is the input point for power. So I'm going to place that down there. And when you look at the little point, it tells you. What was that, Chris?
So when they blueprint, the whole thing is green. I wonder if it would make it more intuitive if the power thing was like a blue bolt. It changes color based on whether it's connected or not, so it'll highlight the connection. I think that was something we felt was pretty good. So now I want item cable coil.
For the atmospherics?
Yes. item cable coil. So if I place down a cable here, and I'm going to put that in my backpack. Do we have lights in this? Yeah, we do. So just to show how basic sort of power generation is working. I don't know whether I covered power. I think I just used RTGs. So we're going to actually basically do this properly. So now, and this is first test because I haven't tested this and I just added it to the game. So dynamic generator. There we go. So this is a little dynamic generator. Whoops.
Oh, that looks great.
So you can grab it by either the front or the back, and it's floating away. So I'm going to hopefully not have it float away. And I haven't got the pins on the bottom finished yet. But basically, see, we can turn it on or off, but it won't do anything. So I'm going to sort of just nudge it down. And hopefully it roughly stays in position while we're getting stuff ready. So what did I want to do? I wanted to do something with it. Whoops. I wanted to paint it. Item spray can yellow. So yeah, so see, you can actually paint dynamic items. So I didn't even have to do anything for that. That was just how it worked. So now I'm actually going to grab it and I'm going to drag it over here and I'm going to get a wrench ready. I'm going to wrench it down. Oh, someone's coming through hot micing, I think.
That's Steph.
Steph.
Frickin' Steph.
That's her message.
So I'm going to wrench this in. Whoops.
Oh, so it's like a dynamic gas canister.
Yeah, exactly the same kind of thing. Okay. This appears problematic. We may have to have a new build to fix this. I don't know why that's not working.
I've got it. Oh, it's looping on the animation though.
Yeah,
it's 200% and starting again.
It's looping. I don't know why. No error either.
Do you want to spawn in another one and just check it just in case it's some weird thing with the spray paint?
Yeah, I can check. We don't have an error though. Yeah, that is weird. Anyway, we can actually run it from here. So if I item gas canister fuel, item gas canister fuel. So you see I put, and so basically if you look at the fuel slot, you'll see it's so much easier to deal with stuff now than it was before, which is really nice.
It's like a little gap where it goes in. That's super cool.
And so we'll spawn a battery, item battery cell. Item battery cell. So this battery is actually dead. So I put it in here, and now I've turned it on. So you can see the tank pressure is being used, and this is all actually happening via proper combustion. So it is actually combusting the mix of oxygen and hydrogen, and the energy from that is being split into energy for heat. So 75% of it goes into heat and is now outputted into the atmosphere, and the rest of it is put into the battery. And if we had connected that with the ground, it would do its thing. But what I might do, just while you're in there, just do interesting stuff, I'm going to go in and just see what the bug is. Yeah, so fuel tanks at the moment is just a mixture of, an optimum mixture of hydrogen and oxygen.
So, while you are creating heat as a byproduct of this, I imagine you also get water from burning it.
Yes.
So would you have to? It just disappeared. So would you have to like create something to drag the water out?
At the moment, I'm just disappearing it. But the idea is, it's probably rather than running the generator on that it'll just output the waste.
That'd be cool.
Through.
You have like a pipe.
Actually, guys, I'll just disconnect from the game. I just want to see what the problem is. and I will put Unity on stream and people can watch while I debug what the problem is, because I think it would be very useful to basically see what the problem is, because we want to be able to wrench that stuff down. Where are we? So I had a debug one in here, so let's disconnect it. Yeah, okay, so it's not working. Why is it not working? It will be something simple.
To dissipate the heat.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. That's the idea. We'll basically do that.
This chat seems very interested in the power generation and how complicated it will be.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm looking forward to or hoping is that you can exploit kind of the fact that you are getting a byproduct into creating more power. You'll basically create one thing that will create heat, and then something else will take that heat and create it into more power.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. So turbines is something that we've been working on for a while. So basically, you'll be able to take excess heat and pump it through turbines. So let's have a look here. Where are we? It'll be under attack width. Somewhere in here will be attack width. So attack with a wrench.
In before that guy from YouTube finds your bug before you do.
Yeah. I wonder why it's not working.
That's why he's streaming it. He's just hoping that someone is going to come along and help him.
I'm actually going to get rid of that, because that was what was making it come up and down.
Could it be an issue with not the dynamic generator itself, but with the thing you're meant to link it to? Does that need to be flagged as the other way around?
It may be having trouble moving it to a slot, so I will check that. It could be the slot thing itself. So let us have a look. Like it might be just doing it, but failing to do it.
It does seem to be on completion as well.
Yes, it's very, very annoying. So this is the power connector. It's annoying because it was working just before in testing, which is super duper annoying. So, I mean, our slot's there. And it's there. Is it because it's a draggable object or something? Because I did change that. Joint.
Gas canisters are the same. Right, they're draggable.
Yeah, yeah. I should probably check that still works.
I'm doing it now.
Oh, good, thank you.
Sacral MVP.
I'll try.
I was semi-hoping that when I looked at chat, someone was going to have found the bug.
No, gas canisters work fine.
Okay, so this is weird. That's not connected. Yeah, they worked like just before. It's really annoying because this is what I wanted to show off. So it's saying connect. Just going to add a message in. And make sure that it's actually doing what I wanted to do. Yeah, so the I think the improvements to the visuals of how you're placing stuff will help a lot. Well, I'm hoping anyway. At least
I found it fairly intuitive anyway after playing for a short while, but it's definitely a nice improvement. And for people that are brand new, it's definitely going to help. So it's win-win.
Yeah. Okay, so it's definitely running the move to slot. And it's getting the correct slot. Now I want to see if it is running move to slot. No, that's move to world. Everyone's seeing our amazing code. So now I want to see if it's actually capturing it. Yeah, it's just annoying that the dynamic, the other dynamic thing is working, but this isn't. I'm racking my brains trying to think why it's not. So it's not even getting there. I think I know what it is. I think it's this. Allow dragging. That'll be it. Okay. So this is that whole thing where we add in all the specialty stuff and then you forget what it is. So the power connector needs to, where are we?
Oh, microphone.
My microphone?
Yep, you're back.
I'm back? Oh, weird.
Yep.
Public override onslaught. Yeah, so basically, you weren't allowed to drag stuff into it, I think. Let me just check that my assumption is correct. Yes, my assumption is correct. Allow dragging had to be set to true because otherwise you can't drag stuff into it. So there was a reason why it wasn't working. Anyway, I've fixed it. So I try and make it so that things automatically configure themselves now.
Mm-hmm. So you can just quickly iterate and push out stuff without having to build everything like manually.
Yeah, because you forget, which is exactly what I did. Yay! It works, everybody!
The crowd goes wild!
Huh, why can't I see that? Ah! Okay, found another bug. So, when I populate this, on populate slots, no, on populate colliders, if that equals that, I need to make this, so it is info panel dot tag equals tag dot collider always visible. And then if I auto populate it, actually I might just manually do it. Good old Mandrolic. Sorry about this, guys.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Yeah, so the drill getting the power and stuff's pretty cool because now there's actual like a bay of power chargers and stuff like that. So you actually feel like you're having to recharge and it's giving you a reason to actually, you know, do stuff.
It reminds me more and more of the Minecraft mods where you have to charge your power tools.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line between getting ridiculous about stuff, but I think it's pretty Pretty cool.
You know what would be cool is if your suit itself had a battery, and if you were testing something, you could like connect your suit to the power port or something, and it boots it up for a short while, but you need to go back and recharge your suit battery.
Yeah, so you're coming through quite echoey. I think you've got a mode on your headset enabled.
Yep. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, it was kind of cool, I'm not going to lie.
No, it's a piece of hardware I've got that allows me to do a bunch of stupid sounds on my mic, and I unclick something.
Yeah, charging a suit sounds like an interesting idea.
Yeah, if you could like aim at a data port, and if you've got nothing in your hands or whatever, you get an option that says like connect suit, and then it just adds like if you could do a dynamic connection between you and that, and you're tethered to it, and then it boots
I
it up.
thought about doing tethered.
Or trying to,
I'm a little
cool.
I'm a little concerned though. Tethered's just a real pain for physics, and you know the most important thing we're kind of going for at the moment is scale. So I don't. My personal belief is, so if you look at Factorio scales amazing. People want chickens. We could do chickens. Chickens aren't spawnable at the moment.
What?
Why?
Literally unplayable.
No, I disabled them from being spawnable just because they get heaps of them get spawned, and we haven't optimized them yet. I'm just building the new build now. Oh my god, my mum just liked my tweet.
How's your dad's tomatoes?
Ripped, bro, ripped. My dad made a typo once in a tweet. He posted a photo, and he was like, "I'm gonna find the tweet so people don't disbelieve me."
Even more retweets. It was his most famous tweet, I think.
It's gonna be famous now.
I told him to pin it, I think.
I remember when you told me that. I think I was at your house and you told me about it and it cracked me.
How do I do this?
Mama Hall for president.
I don't even... Oh, here are we? I'm kind of wasting time here. I'll deploy the thing to Steam. Where are we?
I think you're getting more viewers each time you do one of these streams.
That's good.
83 now, yeah.
I'll pop a little host on actually.
I mean, I can't find it. Damn it. Anyway, take my word for it. It was very funny.
I believe you.
Yeah, so you will be able to... We're probably... The first thing we're going to give a spacesuit is the little cat that's called Luna. Who's based on our cat that Zia, our animator and internal QA, has a cute little kitten who comes into the office quite a bit. So I've deployed the build. I'm going to update. Update my Steam. So the first, now that I should get it so that I should show off the dragging. I think it's L is the ragdoll key to make yourself go unconscious. We'll get one of you to do it, and then I'll drag you around, and we'll just see how glitchy it is. But the idea is basically if someone's unconscious or that, and actually while that's the case, you can actually interact with their inventory. So it's kind of cool seeing all the systems like dovetail together. I think the build version is 2117.
Verified.
Actually, no, that's wrong.
Did you enable the Unity main screen again? Because I got the.
I've got to deploy the next one.
Back.
Say again.
The Unity startup screen where you see you can change your.
Oh, that's been there for a while.
Yeah, I think you removed it at some point.
I don't think so. We just got to wait. We just got to wait for the next version to deploy to Steam. It's been slow. So yeah, when someone's got a problem, at the moment we're trying to think of how to enable it so you can still interact with someone's inventory while they're not unconscious. But at the moment while you're dragging someone, because of the way we've set up all the slot system, you get access to their slots. Same with a dynamic crate and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool result.
Do you have to grab items off their belt physically?
No, but we could enable that. I don't think we have that enabled. That was... Yeah, so there's we haven't entirely, this is the kind of cool thing, the systems allow us to do a lot of stuff. Okay, so the latest version is now deployed. Verify my game cache.
Okay.
Oh my god, all my friends are playing either RimWorld or Battlegrounds.
Have you seen Oxygen Not Included?
Yeah, I have. So Mason's been playing that a lot.
It looks super good.
It looks very good, yeah.
Alright.
It kind of reminds me of Barotrauma.
Barotrauma. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. I'm stuck on the last 100 kilobytes. There we go. So
Sabotaged.
I would say next stream we'll probably have a demonstration of planets, which will be pretty cool.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go. Let's start again. I'm in. We have little asteroids at the moment, which is an unfortunate byproduct of the new planet generation system. Dynamic crate building supply. So I'm going to do what I did last time.
I'm getting the wrong version, but my Steam doesn't update it.
You'll have to update it again. There were 2 updates. It's 2.119. Item power connection. So yeah, I'm going to focus because I'm going to try not to do the same thing every time. So I'm going to place the power connection, item cable coil, item cable coil. So place these along here.
Oh, they can't see the game. You haven't changed the.
Sorry, everybody. I'm a pro streamer. I don't know how you do it, Chris. Like, I don't know.
It takes a severe crippling amount of autism for me to achieve what I do.
Yeah, it just, you have to have everything exactly right. So we've got a light here. I'm going to try and turn it on. It's not going, even though it's trying to because it's got no power. Maybe if you guys turn your lights off, the volumetric lighting's kind of screwy. Yep. Dynamic generator. So we got the dynamic generator in here. Let's park this bad boy up here, and he should not float away now when I let go of him. So let's wrench him in. Yay, he's wrenched in! So if you look at tank pressure says empty, I try and turn it on, nothing happens. So now I'm going to get a item battery cell. Item battery cell. So this is a dead battery, and you can see it's got no glow on it. Whoa. And that's fuel. Someone chuck a fuel canister in.
Sack's got it.
So now there's tank pressure, good tank pressure. Turn on the thing, and it's going. We might not.
So cool.
We might not have enough power. I'm just going to take this out. There we go. Yeah. So we didn't have enough power coming out. Oh, now it's okay. Basically, yeah, we didn't have enough power to for a start. I think it was just drawing too much on the battery. I'm just going to try that. Turn it off. Oh yeah. So I do have a bug in there.
So, based on this, we can assume that later down the line, obviously you can have different kinds of mixtures to create different kinds of power efficiencies, and you can also have better technology to
yeah. So it's using the atmospheric system to work out the exact amount of energy produced in the reaction, and that amount is being times by efficiency. And some of it's would be outputted, if there was an atmosphere, some of it would be outputted as heat, and some of it wouldn't be. And you can see it's 200 cc, so there the battery's fully charged there now.
Yep. So that's, as I've understood it, the parts of the away missions. So you can go out on a derelict station, and perhaps you find some blueprints on how to upgrade your power generators. So now you create more electricity out of less fuel, for instance.
Okay, so we've got a bug. I know the bug. You guys mind if I fix this one? So, bearing in mind, I just made the dynamic generator. The bug is... Say again?
Did you mod?
The model was made by Peter, and then I just modified it a bit to make it work, which is kind of our process at the moment, how we're going. Have you guys seen the area power controllers yet? And how they work?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so I've actually changed them now, so you don't open them by clicking on them. You have to use a crowbar. I'm not too sure how that will go and what people think about that. Anyway, I'm just going to very quickly bug simulator. It pretty much is at the moment.
What is the bug?
The bug is it's not clearing the amount of power when it's turned off that it's generating. So once you turn it off, it just gives you, that's how much power it gives. I need to make it so that it clears that power each power tick.
Yeah, okay. Where are you seeing how much power it's got? Does it show us?
No. I'm trying to synchronize the minimum amount of stuff at the moment. So where are we? So yeah, for the battery it will work properly. And else I need to do equals 0. So that should now make it work. And this should... Actually, you know what? I don't even need to do that. I can just do... this can just be a... I should probably show people what I'm doing, right? Game capture. Oh. Every time I have to re-add. But yeah, we've been getting some really good feedback, so I think I finally implemented... oh, I have to show that off. I finally implemented that console thing that you wanted. You know, where they auto-rotate?
The orientation.
Yeah. So at the moment I've got power generated as a variable. I'm actually going to turn it into a property because I love properties. They're awesome. Whoops. And I'll need a private float. We don't even need that anymore. I don't even know, is that used anywhere? No. So we're going to return if it's on and it's powered. We're going to return the power generated. Otherwise, we're going to return sweet FA. And oh my God, I had a naughty Dean. Naughty Dean. Now, actually, I remember there was a reason why I did this, so I'm going to fix that in here. If has authority and room, not equal null. I'm going to get a little bump up. It's just because it tends to get stuck inside the ground. And so we just give it a little punt, just tap it in. Just tapping it in. So, that should fix the bug. And there was something else I wanted to fix, which was the orientation. Oh, well, first of all, I did want to kind of add that in. I'm not going to do that because people get sick of watching me do. I'm just going to hide the clamps for the moment. So later on, I'll make it so that the clamps get like turned up properly. Got baseball cap in the game now. That's pretty cool.
I still like the Admiral suit. Oh yeah, do you have the baseball cap on your helmets?
That'd be great.
No. You can't do that, unfortunately. We're just using the helmet slots. The helmet will be kind of like head. We are trying to semi-minimize and sort of rationalize how many of those sort of extra things we add in. Right, so I fixed that, fixed, dynamic, generator.
Oh, Zach, do you see this? Like the light bulb over his head?
Yeah.
That might be a bug.
Yeah, it is. It's really annoying.
I'll post it to Zaya.
So I'm going to save this. Call it Fun Station 2. Close it down. I've committed the files. I'm going to build again. This has basically been build again simulator. Build again. I'm just reading some of the comments. Hey, that's really cool. Someone asked, why do we call them bugs? And someone replied, because they're tiny things that are irritating and stopping progress. That is a great, great description.
Do you know why they're called bugs?
It's the bugs that were in the, I read about it before, but I can't remember.
Oh, that were inside like the old valve machines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And do you know why patches are called patches?
No.
Yeah, because the patches thing.
Yeah, good. You know everything.
Got him.
Yeah, on the punch cards. If you know the old way of having machining done, would you put a punch card in, and where the holes were was an input for the computer to do things. If you wanted to change it, you would literally get some tape and patch over the holes in the punch card and put it back in again. So that's why it's called patch.
So I want to explain, I don't know whether you saw the start of the stream, how this power connector works. Sorry, how the dynamic generator, because I'm pretty proud of it, because it touches on heaps of systems. And bear in mind, I made this whole thing in like 3 hours yesterday. So it has an internal volume which is set to 208 cc's. Its internal pressure it tries to seek is 1 atmosphere. I pretty much just use that. It has an efficiency of 20%. So it only uses 20% of its energy it gets to use. And so what it actually does when you enter the inventory, it registers and says, oh, I've got a gas canister in me, and it also registers the battery cell so it can use it later. When it gets entered into inventory, it remembers if it's connected to a power connector because it needs to know that, and it sets it to null otherwise. When it exits, it resets everything. It stops itself being processed by the atmospheric manager so that we're not wasting stuff, and it turns itself off if it needs to. Yeah, all sorts of stuff like that. And the really cool stuff, so this is when it does the power generation. It takes the total energy of its internal atmosphere. It takes the other side of it, so at the moment 80% of it, and it will output that as heat into your room. And this is where you were talking about a heat exchange before. You could have heat exchange pipes, and in fact at the moment what you could do, it would cost you energy though, but you could have heat exchange pipes to exchange some of that heat into the pipe, and we do have heat exchange pipes as a task. It'd be very easy. I might actually do that as part of a stream later on. And I'm getting so excited I didn't notice that I think, oh yeah, it's deploying to Steam. Yeah, but so it's very cool. Then at the moment I'm resetting it, so I'm actually going to put in a to-do here. To-do dynamic generator CS handle exhaust of leftover. Yeah, and then it charges the battery if it needs to. Uses the energy for that primarily, because basically I see the generator as being really batteries are going to be super important. There, battery in your suit, battery in your drill, battery in your mining drill, batteries all over the place. Super important, and then it provides the rest of it available, and then it releases the heat if there is a valid world atmosphere. So it's pretty cool, and when you look at it, this is a very complicated device compared to what we normally have, and yet it's it's really quite user friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be checking. I just realized I should be checking that there's not already something inside the dynamic generator, because it would try and move it inside. I guess that would automatically get. Yeah, and so you can see in the atmosphere ticket, it actually does all of it in the atmosphere atmosphere tick, and then the power connector is actually bleedingly simple. So basically, it just gets its generated power from if it has something inside of it. Otherwise nothing. So it's all really simple to do, which I'm pretty proud of, really. Okay, I'm deploying the latest build. I can't even remember what bug we fixed. Oh, limitless power.
Limitless power! With this as well, we can add SMES units, so you can have a backup power if your station goes down.
Batteries are already in. I'm going to show those.
The big batteries. Have you?
I have.
Oh yeah, you have.
Way ahead of you, cowboy. Way ahead of you.
Oh, you beat me there.
You're all sorted to come here, right?
Yeah. It's we don't have the tickets yet, but it's.
I think it was being booked. Exciting, man. Do you know which dates?
Yeah, I know the dates. So
Regent's coming here to intern on us with us. Hopefully, when we're releasing the game, fingers crossed that it would all divine up. But we're definitely not going to release it until we're sure that it's fun and it's stable. Those are the two most important things for me: fun and stability.
I'm there to say
and not just screwing around fun. It has to be like you have a reason to do stuff. So at the moment, it's fun for me because you're doing stuff. But there we go. Okay. So yeah, it's not outputting power. Now it is. If I turn it off, yeah, okay, fixed. Oh yeah, guys, that's how we do it. So what I want to do now is show how APCs work. So I'm actually going to turn that off, and I'm going to get a item APC. Item APC. Item area power control. Item area power controller. Thank you. So this is our APC frame, and we'll probably have a frame object. What? That's weird. I'm getting a really weird bug with it. Item console.
Oh, that's nothing you've done today. I tried to put one down last night and it wouldn't let me place it anywhere.
Damn it! We discovered another bug. Okay, well, I'm sick of fixing bugs. People were getting sick of seeing me fix bugs, so we'll deal with that one later. Let's do batteries, because the principle is basically the same with a battery. Where are we? Steel frames. We haven't done any balance either with the stuff. Where'd my container go? Did it just float away? Sad, Dean is sad. Item steel frames. No. Item steel frames. Oh my god, I think Steph's going to join. She was telling me we should play some Stationeers on the weekend. Item steel sheets. Steph is our mighty producer.
Steph's awesome. He's the one that's getting me here.
That's so weird. So, for some reason, it is failing. I'm going to write that down. Bugs. Onto the screen. Okay, so screw you, APC. You're gone. What I wanted to do was show you how the consoles work. So previously you had to have them in a particular direction, which was really, really, really annoying. And now they're square. So you can place them anywhere. Which rhymes. Hee hee. Item kit battery. Item kit battery. So when I'm placing the battery now, I can see the input and outputs. So I have the input on the left and the output on the right, which is really helpful. So I'm going to place this down here. I'm going to turn this on.
Do you think, you know, with like walls, you can do mouse wheel up and down to switch between like
Mm-hmm.
wall, window, and so on? Do you think you'd ever have the ability with something that has multiple inputs to mouse wheel down and it swaps the inputs back and forth?
Maybe we'd have to change the asset. So now I've set the input. Oh, it's too high. So I'm going to try and reduce this. There we go. So I'm getting 36 kilowatts, 0.36 kilowatts. Yeah, that's in kilowatts. And I haven't done the battery thing yet. So now I can place a item wall light. Now, bearing in mind we were talking about heat and stuff like that, all these lights in that, they output heat as well. So we could actually be capturing all that if we wanted to. So that's not working. Why is it not working? Well, because we have to output. So I'm going to output a very small amount of power, just 1 kilowatt. We've got 0.3 kilowatts coming in, so but, you know, we're not using too much at all. So that's really cool. And oh, we basically broke it if we turn that on. But if I turn this off, now it'll work. But if I turn that on, it'll overload it. Now the cool thing is the battery should still get some charge trickled in. So devices might turn off completely, but they will still get to use some. But I'm going to turn that off, and then the output goes again. So we already have plants in hydroponics. It's a little bit detailed for me to set it up. Very detailed, in fact. Oh my god, someone's got their lightsaber. Swap to your active hand, you'll see it. Ah, not lightsaber, light sword. Light sword. Okay, everybody heard me say that. I said light sword.
It's very light. It's made of carbon fiber. That's why it's called a light sword.
Yes, so someone said, will there be a way to separate data networks from cables? We've made, in the interests of performance, we've tried to make them data and power networks the same. So it's up to you if you want to run them on the same network. So an APC, an area power controller, allows you to step down your power. So you might have your battery here, and then it might be outputting to many different ones. So I'm actually just going to turn this off here, and you'll see now we've got no power coming in. So it's all working, which is really cool. So Region, could you drop that light sword?
Let me just, yep.
And if you push L, whoa, oh, here you go.
I have pushed L.
Okay, so I'm going to try and drag you. So, I'm now dragging him. Do you see me dragging him, Chris?
I see myself being dragged. This is a
now,
very out-of-body experience.
Yeah, we haven't done that stuff yet. But what I can do is I can actually interact with his stuff and totally screw him over if I really wanted to. So I'm going to drop
Stop
that.
touching my stuff.
I could take his helmet off.
Not like this.
Are you going to make any of those activities take time, like they do in Space Station? Like if you want to take off someone's suit, they take.
You can push L again. Yeah. So we can totally do that. So you can imagine that's how we want to do carrying people to a sleeper and all that kind of stuff.
Or tasing someone and being.
13 right now is that if there's a special kind of suit that's kind of a rig suit that you have to deploy that actually runs off a battery, and
hard suit.
No, well, it's a hard suit, but it's called a rig. It's something we on the Paradise Station we don't actually have it as a playable item, but we can admin spawn it. So a very interesting thing about that is that to remove it, you have to disable it yourself. But if it runs out of power or you go unconscious, you can't remove it because it's sealed. And there's no like emergency break this person out of the suit button on it. So you have to do surgery to actually cut them out with the hard suit. And you can say, oh, well, just put them in cryo. But the problem with cryo is that it needs you to be cold to actually work. And the suit is designed to not make you cold.
Can you guys look at the tank pressure indicator on the generator, and what does the number say on it? Okay, it is. Yeah. It should be. I need to link it up better with giving you an indicator there. What else is new that I haven't shown? We've got fire extinguishers, but they're not working properly at the moment.
Do they fire you across space if you use them?
So I want to show you how airlocks work if I power one up. So what we've done is a little bit of variation in terms of giving people feedback. So see, I can force the airlock open now and force it closed, but I can only do that because the airlock is not powered and not locked. Item cable coil. Item cable coil.
There's some here. I'll place it for you.
Sweet. I think we should have enough power. Yep. So basically now it's powered, I can open it and close it, but if I try and crowbar it, you can actually see there's a little message, unable to force open, door is currently powered. So you still know that you're going to be able to use the crowbar on it, but you're getting feedback as to why you can't, because this has been a bit of a problem with the game in general. And what I'm going to do now is... Chris, did I ever show you, did we ever see properly the motion sensors working?
No.
Let's do motion sensors. So quiet. So I'm going to put this on a data network. And item console. I think I already have one. Yeah, I do. We could have configured it up there, but I'm just going to put it on the ground for simplicity. And what should we do? Should we make the door open and close?
Yeah.
Circuit board door control. So the door control. Circuit board, we put that in there. Very soon as well, if see how I can power it here on the side, and I can't actually get access to it. There we go. See, now it's displaying error, so this is kind of a universal error state. I'm actually going to get rid of that light's kind of getting annoying there. Yeah, so that's a universal error state, so saying error. In future, if I try and take that circuit board out while it's powered, it will spark and electrocute me. Item data disk?
Will it do the same if you cut a live wire?
Maybe, yeah, so that's what we're looking at doing.
I don't know if it's a bug being, but if you use steel sheets to cover a console, it doesn't consume a sheet.
Alright, interesting. I probably need to fix that. There's definitely a bug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the airlock. So now this button is going to be controlling the airlock. So if I click that, it's toggling the doors. But the annoying thing is I can still manually control it, and I might not always want that. So what I'm actually going to do, ignore the fact this is a bit screwed up. I'll fix that later. But now I've set disabled and it's locked. So this device is saying I'm in control of it. Now if I click toggle doors, it will toggle the doors, but it won't allow someone to control it. So then I can change the mode toggle or link. Now if I had multiple doors linked up to this, it would make sure they're all unified to open or close. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to do a motion sensor on the door. So I'm going to set it to toggle. Item motion sensor. Item motion sensor. So I'm going to chuck a motion sensor down. It's appeared in the list, and you can see it's turning on or off as I get inside it. So now I'm actually going to add it to the device, and it will toggle as I go in and out of it, which is pretty cool.
But it sends one command per activation?
Yes.
Is there any way, do you think in the future we might be able to data disk the motion sensor and say whether
Wow,
it's like
that's where you use linked mode. So when it's in linked mode, it will hold. See how it's doing it based on So bear in mind, this is a very basic circuit board, and so circuit boards are kind of the lowest level functionality. They're not motherboards, which have complicated functionality. So what I'm actually going to do is show how as well. I think it works with, no, it doesn't work with lights. You'd have to have a separate one. I could do power control for lights to turn them on and off. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And you know, we'll probably have some doors that are functioning and with it. Oops. It's still a little bit buggy. Yeah. And you know, I can turn off the power and everything's going to be like brrr. And now if I try and interact with the door is actually, its bolts are down, and it's going to tell that. It's going to be like, nope, you can't force it open. That's what people won't probably be able to read it, but it says unable to force open, bolts, door bolts are currently locked. So yeah. And I think we've got, now this should work. When I go over here, I've got my axe. Yeah, so now you have to use an axe as the basic level thing for mining, and you know, we'll have the mining drill configured shortly for that. Item furniture, item kit furniture, item kit furniture. So I haven't finished implementing this, but this is basically how you're going to be able to place things like microwaves and stuff like that. So you see there's 2 slots, and they will actually be dynamic things, and you can carry the microwave in your hand, drop it off on the bench, and it will actually plug into the bench automatically. And you know, I just haven't managed to get that finished today, but that's basically how we've got a microwave and a food processor that needs to be implemented.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so probably what I'm going to do is, that's been reasonably good for the stream. It's been about an hour covering off on some of the new stuff. What I'm probably going to do is, I might keep streaming while I fix the stuff, but now I'll take it if anyone has any questions in the stream for where we're at. I'm pretty pleased with how we've progressed this week. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here that I haven't covered off on. There's milk. Oh, texture's broken for that.
Dean, you might want to include the link to the Stationeers Steam page, as well as maybe the subreddit in your Twitch information bar, so people can easily see it.
That's a good idea.
I mean, I've been posting it in chat periodically for people to look at, but you know, help them help themselves.
Okay, so console shouldn't perform its action while it's turned off. Circuit board not to function if parent is off. Another cool thing is, someone suggested this in the forums, so go to the Steam forums or Reddit or something. Yeah, solars work. We could park up a solar and charge. Actually, why don't I do that quickly? So we're still using gas. Did someone put a new fuel tank in?
No, I haven't seen anyone do it.
Seems like there's more pressure in there.
Yeah.
Weird. It's mildly concerning. I need to double check that.
Let's see. Questions. There's some good questions in chat.
Someone's asking about ideal mode. For me, I want to see how cooperative works. Maybe also running public servers and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to turn that off. That will slowly deplete this battery. Where is the sun? Don't tell me the sun is behind this. God damn it. It's down the bottom here. So item kit solar. Item kit solar. Item, thank you. Oh, fuck you. Whoop, bleep, beep. Item kit solar panel. So let's put it down here. Ooh, blue, blue. Oh my god, I'm drunk. So the solar panel's generating 18 watts. In fact, I don't even need a solar control console to operate it. I could just power it straight up like this and start getting some power off it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Whoops. So, see, we're now getting some just teeny tiny bit of power coming in. I'm just going to turn off output for the moment. So we're getting a teeny tiny tot of power. And I think if we turn that on, yeah, it would break. So we don't even have enough to power that yet. Now the complicated part, and I think I might actually do a console that has a separate, I should do that. So there should be a second form of console that has a separate data and power, because we would need to have a console that we can control and move the solar that's not on this network. Otherwise it's not going to have enough power for us to change, because we can basically tilt the solars to get maximum efficiency. So I'm going to write that up now.
Oh yeah. You can't control the solars to get power because you don't have enough power.
What I could do is I could, in that instance, I could turn on the generator here, and I'm lowering this down, and I'm just going to have it input. Let's do this, and now I can do item console. Oh, actually, I'm just going to drill that up. You got a console handy?
I do not.
Item console. Just chuck one here. Item circuit board solar control. Ah, crap. Circuit board solar control. Item steel sheets. Why do we not have power? Oh, maybe that's why? Huh. We don't seem to have power. I don't know why. I'm just going to try disconnect the solars for a minute. See if that's it. There's something going on weird with this fuel tank. Let's take that out. Item gas canister fuel. Yeah, somehow I wondered if we were outputting water back in there. I don't know what's up with that fuel tank. Oh, we're in business. Yeah, there was something weird with that canister. So it's saying error at the moment because it's got no, and I need to fix that up. Item data disk. Item data disk. So this allows us to configure this little device, this little solar control. So now I'm going to add the solar panel in, and now we can control it. So we have one panel, and that tells us how much it's generating. Oh, it's reorientating. No, please don't do that. Don't do that. Go to 50% vertical. Be helpful if we could see it. We could set up a security camera if we wanted. And actually, I think we want to go higher to increase our efficiency. So if we go up, we should see an increase. Later on, you'll be able to build stuff that automatically does this, but basically, we're getting in good efficiency there. Turn this on. Unfortunately, again, it's going to overload it. We turn that off. We see we're not getting much at all. But basically, 20 watts from one solar panel. And we could put item kit solar. I'm going to put a couple in this. Because of the glitch where it will still allow us to control it, it should orientate it. Item kit solar. Item kit solar panel. So I'm going to place a second one here. Do you want to wire that up, Regen?
I'm sorry, I think I managed to kill
myself.
myself.
Oh, it's Chris. Oh, did you? How?
I smashed my suit and I was like, oh, I better fix it, and then it took too long with my duct tape because my input was screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back and I was kind of dead.
Yeah, unfortunately there is no cure for...
It's fine though,
don't do the switch. Shit, I don't even know how to get rid of the switch.
Yeah, that's been added after the...
Yeah, it doesn't actually work. It's not supposed to be in. Yeah. Just go straight across. Yeah, I had problems getting the switch working properly.
But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed. Sun is coming up.
Fair enough.
So that means it's my cue to go.
So,
right.
If you stay watching, Chris, I'm going to turn the battery off. We don't need to charge. I'll go back on. Add the second solar panel, and it'll automatically start orientating it to the same direction, which is pretty cool. So they're both oriented. Unfortunately, he's blocking his visibility, which is kind of annoying. So,
actually reduces visibility.
Yep, if you look at it, it should tell you. Does it say like 83% or something? Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you consult Elon Musk on this?
I didn't. Maybe I should have. So we're getting 27 watts out of that. So if we charge this up now, so we're getting a little bit more power coming in, which is good. Slowly charging up the battery. And I think I showed all the error states. So we've tried to, we've tried to unify the power buttons, how they all look, and have them like animated and all that kind of stuff. So basically there's a common, if you see like orange flashing on and off, you know something's errored no matter what. It's always the same. What is Floyd doing? He's taking his stuff on and off. Oh, you can change your uniform now too. The changing uniform actually works. He's going to float away. He looks like he's playing a banjo.
At the moment, the suit like auto thrusts to stop your inertia.
Yes.
Any plans to allow us to toggle that? So
yes, definitely.
Okay.
So yeah, people would have seen before. I can actually grab, stuff from inside stuff pretty easy. I've become really used to the, RIP Floyd. Goodbye! Yeah, so I think I'm probably going to end the fun, exciting show stream stuff. Oh god, I just run out of propellant. So in this situation, what I probably do is ditch my old tank. And I'm going to use my waste tank now, which is a good like temporary measure. So my waste tank will be all CO2. So I may as well use that up. Oh, Scott's here. I think I showed off everything, Scott. What? Oh no, that's Sean actually.
Replace my oxygen canister with a fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And then open my helmet visor near a flame. Will that explode?
Yes. Item welding torch. Oh, actually, we've got one already. So I will do that here. 1 sec. I'm just going to turn it on. So why can't I turn this on? Oh, it's got no. No, it's not spawning with a tank. Item gas canister fuel. Item gas canister fuel. We should probably be spawning this with it in. So if you do that here, you'll have to be in quite close to it.
Oh, so you want me to replace my air canister with fuel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we? I'll do the same. Oh! I just opened it up.
Yeah, so I've got like a toxic icon now saying like you're
Shit.
breathing in and absorbing toxin. I'm also going to flush my helmet. So that it's just fuel.
So the color it burns is actually based on the percentage of...
Okay, I am now filling my suit with fuel.
Oh, I think we might have burnt it all.
Open my visor.
Oh, there we go. It might not be enough. There's probably not enough in the atmosphere.
Yeah, probably not enough in the suit to ignite, I guess.
Yeah, it needs quite a bit to be able to make a fire. Item duct tape. But I think it should light that on fire at the moment. Or maybe there's a minimum air pressure now as well. So yeah, again, the welding torch using the same principle as the generator. So basically, we use the atmosphere system. So the amount of energy being created and handled around is actually what it should be. Yeah, and we've tried to keep all the world and world interactions. So yeah, so that's where Stationeers is at.
It's awesome. Seeing such massive steps, like every couple of days, there's a big range of new stuff in it. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really coming together now. So I think it's going to be yeah. We've got our list of stuff that we need to do before we release, and we do that. And once we've done that, that's yeah, it's release time. So I'll probably do, for those who are watching, I will do a stream again this time next week. And this time next week, I think we might be able to show off some very cool stuff like plants and that. So yes, FlimFlame's asked about manufacturing. So item or processor. Item kit or processor. So this machine is actually a machine that processes, and I'm really not going to be able to, it's not set up for the powered stuff. So you see this is very old school at the moment. And hasn't been replaced with all the new stuff. But basically, this machine is for processing ore, and it's the same kind of machine will be used for manufacturing. So in this case, you put ore in here, you have to have it pressurized, and there's a waste port over here as well, and then it does stuff and produces the item that you want, and that'll be the manufacturing. The way we see it starting off is that you actually go to a space mall and you buy the stuff you want in your shuttle. Item shuttle. 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 I can't remember how to make a shuttle actually. We've only got the cockpit in for the moment, but I'm going to spawn it in because I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, so you'll take the shuttle up to the space mall, you'll buy the stuff you want, and you'll come back. And that will be the game loop until you basically get your station up and running. Then you'll use your shuttle, again, to get the things you can't manufacture from the thing, but also to do away missions and stuff like that. I can't find it. Maybe we disabled it from being spawned. I guess we did. Item kit shuttle. Yeah, I guess we did. Sorry, everybody. Item cockpit. Cockpit. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you will be able to sell stuff to it as well. Whoa. So one thing people might have noticed too, when you throw stuff, it actually puts an equal and opposite force in the other direction. And Chris has actually damaged my suit from throwing like that. Yeah, so cool. Thank you very much. Hop on the Steam forums if you have suggestions. We've already implemented a few of the suggestions that were on the Steam forums. And it's coming basically once we've sort of finished it. And we're probably looking at around the 20-something player mark. Thanks, everybody. Goodbye. Let me end the stream when I find the button. So this time next week.